Hey guys, so first of all, I'm gonna get straight into it. You have to look at other people and learn from their mistakes. You have to watch other people and see where that leads them and how they end up, right? So a lot of people do not have emotional control. When I tell you, a lot of these people that y'all see getting their heart broke, a lot of these people that y'all see that's lost, that's broken, that don't know what to do with their life, and really just piggybacking off of the next person, they do not know how to control their emotions. A lot of people that you see, that's literally everybody that you see that is distraught or that is just hurt, right? You see a lot of people like this in relationships, a lot of people like this in friendships and family, you know. So once somebody has shown you that you should not be emotionally attached to them, then you have to cut your emotions off from these people. When somebody is able to do something, and if somebody is able to do something and say something, and that moves you, and that just ruins your whole freaking day, and it ruined that day and the next day after that, and to the point where they ruin your whole life just based off of something that they said or based off of something that they did, that is absolutely crazy. Like, we gotta understand how serious emotional attachment is. Like, that's something serious, and a lot of people take it as a joke. A lot of people has normalized being heartbroken by other people or being sad by other people doing stuff, when in reality it's not normal for somebody to do something and it just ruins somebody else's whole life. You know what I'm saying? Even with my own personal experience, right? I remember times in my life where I would see people do things that I didn't want them to do, right? So I would be affected. So I would cry. I would be hurt. But you realize when you crying about what somebody else doing, the only person that you hurting is yourself. Like, have you ever cried to somebody and be like, oh, why would you do that? That hurt my feelings. And you can literally tell by their reaction that they do not care. And then you realize, well, dang, I did all that for no reason. Listen, people can only do to you what you allow them to do. If you allow people to control your psyche and to control your mind just based off the things that they are doing, they're going to continue to just play with you like a little video game. And so some people do stuff, a lot of people, probably like most people, right? Most people do stuff for a reaction. For a reaction. So when somebody does something that you know could potentially hurt you, do not let them succeed in it. Somebody said something out the way. Somebody did something out the way. What do you think their intentions were by even doing that, right? So, Peaches, her husband that cheated on her so many freaking times, and she still has that attachment. Just because she still is allowing that attachment to control her, she's going to continue to make the same videos over and over and over and over and over again, right? And a lot of women need to look at her. A lot of men need to look at her. A lot of people in general, right? Young people, old people, whoever. People need to look at this and see this is an example of being emotionally connected to the wrong person. Being emotionally connected to the wrong person could potentially ruin your life. Like, ruin your life. And a lot of people normalize that, like, oh, it's okay, they just da-da-da, they just that. Even the people that you are in a relationship with, even if you're in a relationship with somebody, they should not be able to alter your whole life, change your whole life, change your whole reality, and have you doing something else, right? And not really being yourself, right? Make sure that you are always being yourself and not allowing outside things to change you. It's easier said than done, but just be careful. Watch people's actions. When people do things that you know could potentially hurt you on purpose, don't even give them the reaction. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they lie to you, or if they cheat on you, or if they play with you, just do something weird or like purposely disrespect you, what do you think they want your reaction to be? Don't give people the reaction that they looking for. You know? And like I said, I had my own personal experience with that. It's something that you're not taught growing up. A lot of people, I'm not gonna say you're not, a lot of people, right, which I'm talking about myself, a lot of people were not taught that, right? So it's something that you have to learn along the way. Having an emotional connection to a person could like make you okay. It can literally make you anything. And so you have to really preserve yourself, protect yourself. Nobody loves you more than you love yourself. Don't nobody care about you more than you care about yourself, and don't nobody understand you more than you understand yourself. So when somebody does something, before you get mad, before you get sad, before you get anxious, before you get angry, before you get any of that, ask yourself, who am I affecting by doing this? And why am I doing this? Have y'all noticed every single time somebody having a freaking panic attack, doing all this extra stuff, the person who made them do it don't even be affected at all? Like I said, people cannot do to you what you do not allow them to do. So if somebody do something that you don't like, you don't have to get anxious. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to do any of that. Be different. Be different. Like, and that's a generational curse that a lot of people have to break. Like, learning how to control your emotions, right? Because a lot of people grew up seeing they mamas and they daddies just screaming, having temper tantrums, getting mad all the time, always cussing, always fussing, always talking about their problems, always talking about how they can't pay their bills and stuff. A lot of people grew up in that, and it takes for you to understand that this is a problem, and like, you need to make sure you do everything that you can in your power to prevent that problem, right? And so I recommend reading a lot of books. Read so many books about how to control your mind, because your mind is what's in your reality. If you can't control your emotions, somebody is going to control them. Just like the saying, if you don't stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. If you can't control yourself, somebody gonna control you. So don't do, what's it called, like cat and mouse games with people, like, at all. Control your emotions. Like, I used to be the type of person, I was never really crazy for real, but people who was in my family, they used to be able to have certain access to me that they should not have had, right? So when they didn't do what I thought like they should have done, or if they didn't show up for me, or if they lied to me or something, I used to actually be hurt about that. And it was just like crazy, you know? And then sometimes when you think about it, it's like, it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure on yourself, and it's too much pressure on other people to put your emotional state onto them. That's why a lot of people don't want to be in relationships, because they don't want to deal with other people's emotions, because it is a lot to already deal with your own emotions. And so when you're dealing with your emotions, like, it can be weird having to like deal with somebody else's as well. So what else? It's just like, it takes time to learn these things, for sure. It definitely takes time to learn how to control your emotions. But once you learn how to do that, oh my God, the way that your life will literally change. And this is another thing that I want to say, right, about Peaches, right? Y'all know Peaches McIntyre. So a lot of people are in relationships and they are acting as if their partner is more valuable than them. Listen, without your energy and without your attention, the person you're in a relationship with is nobody. They're literally just a person. So at any given moment, the second that you want to decide, you know what, this person is nobody, like, it's not really that important, like, it's not really the end all be all, it's just a thing. Once you make that connection, that these people are just people. They are not anybody. They are literally just people. They are who you think they are. Whatever you think, you're right. So when you look at somebody and you feel like, oh my God, this is the person that I need, and this is the person that da, 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 then that's going to be that person. But once you accept the truth, which is they're just a human just like you, then you stop having the emphasis on them, right? So stop putting so much emphasis on other people. I see a lot of people do that. A lot of people put so much emphasis in to other people, you know? And it's kind of just like this water, right? This water is just water. But to some people, this is like the best water, and if they had any other option, they would choose that water first, and you know, all type of stuff. Everything is about perspective. And I realized that once I went through a breakup once before, whenever I was in high school. When I tell you, bro, it literally just be your mindset. Everything is mindset. Even how important other people are. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you might think, oh my God, I love this person is this person is that. A lot of people know this. And then what people be saying after y'all break up, and then you just simply stop talking to them. You make the connection that like, this is just a person. This is nobody. Because they are nobody without the idea from you. They're nobody. They need you. Like, they need you to value them for them to be valuable. If you don't value them, they not valuable. If you don't think that they are worth anything to have a heart attack about, then you're not going to have a heart attack. But if you feel like this is the God Almighty, this is the number one absolute golden, the everything, then that's how you're going to act. And that's what a lot of people are going through midlife crises, because they don't understand that they are the most valuable things in their life. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to treat people just how you treat every other thing. Like, just how you value other things, you have to value people the same way. And so just like anything that's in your material world, anything that you can see, whether it's a person or whether it's a thing, anything that's in your peripheral, right? Anything that's in your vision that you can see and that you can touch, right? Those things are just as valuable as you make them, including people. So when you're in a relationship, when you're in a friendship, when you're with your family, at any given moment, the moment that you decide, you know what, I'm going to take this thing from number one priority up until number 5, it don't even move you like that. It don't move you like that. Whatever that you have at the top, that's what's going to move you. And a lot of people are just being so moved by the things that's in their life. And when in reality, they're supposed to be moving the things that are in their life. Things that happen in your life are not supposed to move you. You're supposed to pick, how do you feel? What frequency are you on? What mindset do you have? And stay on that frequency. And that will come from inside out. A lot of people is letting things come from outside in. Like, oh my God, this happened. Boom, I feel like this. Oh my God, this happened. I feel like this. No. It's like, oh, I feel like this. This is happening. Oh, I feel like this. This is happening. Oh, I'm thinking about this. This is what I see. You know, so at any given moment, the point that at any given moment when you're at a point where you feel like something that's way so much valuable is making you feel any type of way, you need to drop that thing to a different level. That thing can no longer have that access to you. I know what it was like. I know what it was like whenever, like, I used to get into it with my family, and I used to be so upset. I used to cry. Like, y'all know how I be, like, just being anxious and having your heart beating up and down, until one day I said, you know what, I'm not doing this to myself no more. Like, I'm not doing this to myself. Because you got to realize, you ain't doing nothing to nobody but yourself. You are the only person who is being affected by this. I mean, How many times, like the video now, if I'm telling the truth, how many of us have cried to somebody before and was like, I didn't like when you did this. It could be your mama, it could be your sister, it could be a friendship, a relationship, anybody. And that person literally is just like so calm. They're so calm. They like, you crying, your heart beating, you anxious, you like, oh my God, why would you do this? Da, da, da. And you look at them, baby, they having a good life. They sit back just like this. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? When I started realizing people's reaction to them hurting me